Thanking God that my two young daughters are capable of going to work, doing legal work, and being respectful as young adults, not depending on me. Both of them is going on 17 and 18 years old. They drive themselves to work. They allowed to make their own decisions. If they make a decision that I don't see to be a logical decision or a decision that's beneficial to them, I'll interject my thoughts to them, and they take my advice. I thank God that I hadn't have to rely on the so-called leaders here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, black or white. The ones that a lot, if the shoe fit where blacks depend on, like the Susanna Wesley Family Learning Center, Lester Gillespie's Stella Consultant, some of the other black preachers and white leaders and preachers here in Charleston, Missouri, who don't have especially the black community, in their best interests. You see, Lester Gillespie, Rodney Jones, they allowed to be on the City of Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Zoning Committee. And if you take a real good look at all the properties that they have been allowed to buy, you will see why the Good-Ole-Boy system allowed them, out of all the people or black people here in Charleston, Missouri, to be on the zone committee. You see, these individuals and those that associate with them at 700 Elm Street or 700 Williams Avenue or Williams Street, you see that street was changed because the Susanna Wesley had Lester Gillespie and a few other blacks that don't have the best interests of the black community fight to have the street changed from Elm Street to Williams. They claim Williams was a slave here in Charleston, Missouri. But what type of slave was it? Was they slaves like the blacks that we have here in Charleston, Missouri now? More than likely, I don't know. But I've been Googling up for the last few years, and they haven't been able to find it. This Williams that was a educator or whatever here. But I want y'all to take a real good look. How many activists in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County have you seen protesting against wrong in the school when it's wrong? Protesting is wrong in the Mississippi County 33rd Circuit Court here in Charleston, Missouri, when things was wrong. Protested against judges, pardon me, protested against prosecuting attorneys. Protest against the chief of police, Robert Hearns, who family run just about everything here in Charleston, Missouri. Protested against the present sheriff of Mississippi County here in Charleston, Missouri, Brenton Farrow, who family run a lot here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, and maybe Scott County too. But all you have to do is just take a real good look. They said no child or no children left behind. All you have to do is come here independently and look at Charleston, Missouri in particular, and you will see a lot of children left behind. That one that you just seen pulling out on March the 25th, 2023, about 5 something a.m., a 17-year-old going on 18, soon to be. She would have been left behind if it was up to those people that I just named. Her sister, 16, drives the other car to work. They would have been left behind if they would have been dependent on them individuals. You see, you have people in this town that call themselves victim advocates. Y'all seen how many times me and my family been attacked. The Susanna Wesley victim advocates didn't aid and assist us. The prosecuting attorney victim advocates didn't aid and assist us. The police department didn't aid and assist us. The sheriff department didn't aid and assist us. But you see all the attacks on our family. But have you seen us packed our bags and left? No, you know why? Because we fear God. We bow down to God, not man. Now let me show you how they work here in Charleston, Missouri. Y'all notice that I've been banned from all the properties here in Charleston, Missouri, from the Housing Authority of Properties. The Housing Authority have authority over the Civic Center, where 99.99% of the blacks in the black community, we have events there. I've been barred since the past year, permanently barred. The Human Rights Commission sided with them that they didn't discriminate or retaliate against me. But you see, the Human Rights Commission didn't do no investigation, because if they did, when the lawyers for the Housing Authority here in Charleston, Missouri, said that I had been borrowed from the C.F. Bowen Center once before, that's a lie and the truth ain't in it. There's other things that they didn't look into. Also, if you look at the past year since I've been borrowed, the 2 transactions with 2 black individuals that was living, one of them still living in the projects, one of them moved out and moved up from the board, from being on the board that regulates the Housing Authority, and I believe the Charleston R1 School District, been moved from that board to an employee of the Housing Authority. The other one, who complained about the same white family who lived right next door to them before their house burnt up, November the 5th, 2022, that same individual took the place of the one that went from the board to the Housing Authority employee. The other one moved to that board position. You see, once upon a time, that individual filed a petition against this same white family. But see, that wasn't mentioned to the Human Rights Commission. You know why it wasn't mentioned? Because these same people that I've been standing up against, you could play the song Backstabbers or Smiling Faces. But you see, they don't hurt me, because one thing about a white supremacist, they would use a black as long as they can and set them out. Ask Nigel Easton. You see what I'm saying? Ask Barry Boyce. Ask some of the other individuals here in Charleston, Missouri. But let me show you how God been working for me. Just about every last individual that been attacking me and my family, and the law enforcement didn't do nothing about it, they either in the cemetery, on the run for snitching, which being on the Fed's payroll, or they in prison. The other ones, let me tell you about two judges in the 33rd Circuit Court that messed me and my family, me and my daughters and them around. One of them had a massive heart attack. He back on the bench. Worked with Susanna Wesley, worked with the police department, worked with Lester Gillespie, worked with Rodney Jones, worked with Steve Betts, worked with Arthur Cassell, worked with Floyd Wade, and a lot of these other sellouts in Charleston, Missouri. But he had a massive heart attack when he was on vacation in his cabinet. He back on the bench. Maybe he gonna listen to God for all the corruption that he done. You see, the prosecuting attorney, he don't have that choice no more. He died of COVID. Another judge that messed me around, he ain't no judge no more. He lost. He's a lawyer now. And just about all his clients get off because he working hand in hand with Robert Barker, the newly elected prosecuting attorney here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, Carolee Poley. But you see, God see all of y'all. Y'all think y'all won. You see, I can sleep at night. You see what I'm saying? And if I die today, I would rather die the way the Bible says, better to have a good name than riches. You see what I'm saying? Y'all name is not good. You see, y'all loss is somebody else's gain. But see, y'all can't force me or my daughters. And my daughters and them won't be amongst these children. And if the shoe fit, wear it. That's preparing, or they parents preparing them leaders that I told y'all about, so-called leaders, preparing them to be young slaves. I want some of y'all to watch the movie Underground Railroad. And y'all will see these same black people hunting people like me for the white supremacists. Now let me tell y'all something. All police is not bad. All sheriffs is not bad. All law enforcement officials not bad. All judges is not bad. If the shoe fit, wear it. You see, because I met one federal law enforcement official, one state law enforcement official, one, maybe two local law enforcement officials that I know that stands for right. But I'm going to tell you, the majority that I've seen here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, God got the eye on them. You see, sad to say, in the school, assistant principal, may rest in peace, he was one of the only ones came back and apologized for what he allowed that white bus driver to do to my then 5-year-old daughter in the school. And these blacks stood up for him. You see what I'm saying? But he committed suicide. You see, he committed suicide. The prosecuting attorney died of COVID. Remember I told you the one judge had a massive heart attack. The other one, God took off the bench. Some of the other ones that been doing things to me and my family and the law enforcement didn't do nothing to them. You see what I'm saying? They done been shot up. They family been shot up and killed. Some of their families going to jail. I don't condone any of it. I let God do his, and I do my part. But let me tell y'all one thing. Me and my daughters, as long as I want to live in Charleston, Missouri, I don't have to have the backing of y'all. I don't have to go into the C.F. Bowen Center. You see what I'm saying? My grandmother used to work there. When my grandmother and some of the other people was alive, they stood up. I pray when my daughters and them go to college that they don't be a part of none of these present sororities. That they get together with some more generation of people and don't be like in Chicago, Illinois. You look at all them blacks that's backing this mayor that have connections with Richard Daley. This mayor that have connections with the police union in Chicago, Illinois. Let me leave you with this here. The police union suspended a black female who on her lunch break decided to get on one knee and put her fists up like Josh Hawley did for January the 6th, 2021 in the White House, but he did it for white supremacists. The black female police officer did it and showing in unity, showing that Black Lives Matter. But it was a white, they suspended her for that. But the white police officer that was off duty at the time went to Washington, D.C. on Wednesday, January the 6th, 2021, and was a part of that riot. And guess what the union president said when they confronted him about this white police officer? He said he could do what he want on his off duty, when he off duty. But you see, if you represent white supremacists when you off duty, you represent it when you on duty. Y'all wake up, people. These people that I mentioned in Charleston, Missouri, they're not for you. Look at all the black individuals that some of them used to be Black Panthers. Some of them talked about, like Jamal up there, called himself a black activist in Charleston, Missouri. Jamal is a sellout. Look at Willie Wilson giving out all that money and still lost, but he can't stand to see a brother take that spot. But God will let the best man win. Peace be still.